Remember, tigers, be nice, be respectful, be responsible. Okay, I'm going to try to help you out with another problem that you are telling me that you are having issues. This problem, it is telling you, it is also in your homework, it is telling you that a person did or sent a total of 60 text messages, and they told you that that is your total, that is your 100%. And they told you that she texts his friend or her friend 18% of the total, and they're asking you to find out how many text messages is that, or how many text messages that represents. So again, clearly we have to set it up as a proportion. If you see, I just set it up as a proportion. 60, it is equal to 100%. And the 18% that we are looking for, well, we don't know how much is that. So I'm going to try to do the first two methods that we know in order to solve a proportion. The first one, it is called side by side. If we want to use the side by side method, well, we need to try to figure out what's happening with these two numbers because they are side by side. 100, I don't know what's happening to that 100, but I see that it is diminishing and it is diminishing to a 60. I can say that, well, I can subtract 40 from that 100 minus 40. I got 60. Yeah, that can be true. But I can also say that, well, I am dividing in something, but, well, that is going to be a little bit complicated because I am going to have to divide it in something that has decimals in order to get a 60. So it's going to be a little bit complicated. If we follow the first rule, well, if I subtract 40 from 18, I'm going to have a negative number here. So this is going to be a negative term, and this is going to be a positive term. So that is not going to work. Okay, so we're going to go to the second method to solve a proportion, that it is the up and down method. So if I need to find this, I need to see what's happening from here to here. In order to get a picture of what's happening, I'm going to go here. So this 100, it is changing to an 18 again. Either they're subtracting or they're dividing. But again, I am not going to be able to use it, this method, because, well, I'm going to have to, the subtraction is going not going to be correct. And the division, well, I am going to have to break my head in order to get the exact number that is going to have some decimals over there in order to see how much I need to divide this 100. So it's going to be, again, very complicated. So neither the first method or the second method work. So I'm going to work out with the third method. The third method, it is the one that we say, or the one that we call, set it up as an equation. So if we are going to be talking about equations, these, instead of having a blank space, I am going to set a variable. Remember, a variable could be any letter, A, B, C, D, A, doesn't matter. So in this case, I'm going to call it A. So in order to solve this equation, now I have an equation. We change the proportion to an equation. Now I have an equation. So remember, to solve an equation, I need to isolate my variable. If you remember, isolate means leave it alone. So this A, I need to leave it alone. In order to isolate this variable, this 60 is messing up with my A. So this 60, it is below my A. So I have this set it up as a fraction. This is a fraction. Remember, a fraction means division. So this 60, it's dividing my A. So in order to get rid of this 60, I need to multiply everything times 60. Remember, you need to do the opposite operation. If it is dividing, I need to multiply. So, in any equation, whatever you do to the right side or to the left side, you need to do it also to the other side. So, this side you are going to also multiply times 60. Now, I'm going to go ahead and work this out. 60 times a, that is 60a. And this 60, you need to put it over 1. So you're going to be multiplying 60 times a, that's 60a. 1 times 60, that is 60. That is going to be equal to 18 times 60 over 1 over 100. So there you go. We already have isolated our variable because we got 60 over 60. Every single time we got a number and the same number on the denominator, that is going to be a 1. So this is going to be a 1. 1 times a, it's equal to 18 over 100 times 60 over 1. So we already isolate my variable a, it's equal to 18 times 60, and that's it. If you do this operation, you are just going to have to multiply 18 times 60 and you're going to have a number. 100 times 1, you're going to have 100, and then you are going to have to simplify that. And maybe you are going to have to use TIBO in order to get the right decimal. And whatever you have or whatever you find after you multiply and after you simplify and you make the division in order to get the decimal, that is going to be your answer. I hope this helps. Please text me or send me a message if you need more help. Thank you. Bye.